What is happening, YouTube? Blamer Keaton here, representing Formula Golf. I filmed an intro for this video, but my entire head was out of it, so starting it now. This is after the round. This video today is about how to mentally prepare for golf tournaments. It's all about controlling the controllables on your regular days when you play. You're by yourself. It is just as important as a tournament round. You have to really be focused on what your thought process is. And so today's video, I'm going to show you what I am doing to prepare for my upcoming Q School. But before we get started, I want to give a special thanks to all of the sponsors. Doug Timmons for this sweet new clothes that he gave me. I'm wearing a different outfit today that I've never worn before. So link down below. Check out his website. Check out his gear. It's pretty sweet. And then special thanks to Dan for paying for my PGA Tour China Q School. I can't believe that it's actually happening. And special thanks to my sponsors, you, the viewer, and you, the person who donated to my GoFundMe. It's been awesome to see the amount of support that I've had, and without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. So I hope that this upcoming video helps you out. My link to my GoFundMe will be up until the first event of the 2019 PGA Tour China season, which will happen at the end of March. So if you haven't yet and you are able to, please click on the link below and donate. And thanks again, and enjoy this video. It's about a 400-yard par 4. I got a hybrid that I put in my bag. Got it for like 60 bucks from Golf Mart. It's got an X shaft in it because I'm not sure what kind of 230-yard shots I need to be hitting out of this course. So I have my 2-iron, obviously my driving iron, and I needed something just in case I need to hit something a little bit higher and softer. So I've really been working on getting used to this club. So I got a dog leg left here. I'm going to envision my shot first and foremost. By yourself it's easy to get distracted, but it's also really easy to get yourself in the zone if you allow it. So I'm picking my entire flight of the ball right now. Visualize, do my pre-shot routine in practice. Visualize some more. And walk into this ball with no doubt. Results do not matter. Always remember that the process is what matters. I visualized it to go right to left down the middle, and it went right to left down the middle. Okay, my second shot here is 141 yards. I'm uphill but downwind, but as you can see with the way I'm dressed, it's pretty cold, so I got a 9-iron here. So yesterday I got a lesson with Adam Porzak, and I'm working on something that makes me really uncomfortable. So when I'm talking about working on focus and not being result-oriented, instead being process-oriented to prepare for tournaments, this is a perfect time to do it. What he had me doing is when my swing, on my poor swings, my right arm gets a little bit behind. Imagine there's a crease in your shirt that's right here in the side. My right elbow is getting past that crease. So we're working on getting this right elbow more or less on this crease, never let it go past. So the club's going to be more in front here, and it's going to be easier for me to really turn and turn on top of that ball. It's pretty uncomfortable right now, which is good. So I'm going to really commit to this shot right now to do it. So I'm going to hit a little knockdown fade here into this pin. So again, routine, I like to take a couple practice swings, visualize the shot after I swing. I think that's something that's really important. A lot of good players do it. Practice swing, visualize. And I always take 3 steps to get into my stance. So 1, 2, 3, into my stance. Leaking right. It's kind of a funky bounce too, but I think that's going to be on the fringe. Well, I'm actually pretty short-sighted here. I got a pretty bare lie. It's definitely going to take a lot of finesse to get this one close. But back to what I was saying earlier, the reason why I think it's important to be uncomfortable in your practice round, especially like since I just got a lesson, I'm uncomfortable with this move, is that in most golf tournaments, unless you're hyper focused, you start off pretty uncomfortable. You know, you get that little feeling in your chest. It's not something that you're used to when you play your regular rounds with your buddies. You know, you kind of just freewheel it. But you put yourself in those situations on your practice round when you are uncomfortable, and then you have to force yourself to not worry about the result that discomfort can bring. You have to worry only about the process, and the results come after, whatever they may be. So even if I were to hit a poor shot like I did here, I went through my process and I committed to the swing and I hit it right, and it happens. You hit bad shots, and you have to realize that same thing when you're in golf tournaments. It's really important. Pretty saucy there. Got some good spin on that. All right, I got about 3.5 feet here. So I'm by myself. No one's waiting behind me. I got no friends to rush me along. What am I going to do with this 3.5 foot? Am I going to walk up and just nonchalantly brush it in because most likely I'll make it? No, because in a golf tournament, I would really be grinding on this putt. I got this thing about left edge, maybe just inside left edge. But I'm going to look at it from both ways, take my time, because this putt is just as important as that chip shot I just hit to get here. So the line looks good. Go through the routine. What I like to do, get just to the side of it here, stroke, and then envision the ball in the line that I have going into the hole, and then back out of the hole to where the ball is again. I like to do that twice. Visualization is really important. Alright, got it put down for par. Okay, hole 9 here is 410 yards directly into the wind. The driving range is over here to the left, so that's OB, and then all of this to the right is essentially OB, all these bushes. It's a really narrow hole, and if you're under pressure, this can get pretty dicey. So here's another perfect hole where you really got to visualize your shot. Really narrow your focus. There's obviously trouble to the left and to the right, but I want you guys to be consciously aware of what you're thinking. Are you thinking about OB right? Are you thinking about OB left? Or are you thinking about the shot that you are visualizing, and that being the only thing that you're thinking about? One way to prepare for all of these moments is put yourself in them all the time. That was nice. Okay, I have 131 yards, front left pin, into a cold breeze, so I'm going to kind of chip a 9-iron here. Came up and out of that. That's kind of been my miss with this new move. It's just I struggle to stay down on it. So that's going to be to the right. Okay, so I'm about 35 feet, pin high. Really not a good shot from 131 yards. So I can either sit here and be bummed about it that I just kind of threw away a birdie op, or try to put as good of a stroke as I possibly can on it. Now, if you catch yourself in situations like these, especially after like a bad shot where you're thinking birdie and you put it into a range where realistically you could 3-putt from here, you know, if you catch yourself thinking about 3-putting, you need to step back, regroup, and then think about the process of what needs to be done to either make the putt or lag it up there stone dead. If you start thinking about the negative becomes a reality. It's a lot easier to think about negative stuff like that when you're in a golf tournament. When you're by yourself or with your friends, you find that you're more comfortable. You're not thinking about things like that. You're not thinking about negative, you're thinking about positive. If your friend's talking smack, you're thinking about how you want to make this putt more. You'll find that you'll end up actually putting a good chance of making it. Too firm. Uh-oh. The dreaded 6-footer comeback. Now, since I am by myself and I've only been able to play 2 holes, it's not the end of the world if I miss this putt. You know, I'm not gonna be too mad about it, but the reality is that putt that I just had, I hit my line. I wasn't afraid of hitting it by. I wasn't afraid of leaving it short, which caused me to hit it by, which is a very important thing to really dissect about yourself after the rounds. Write little notes down of your mindsets on both the good things and the bad things, and then review them after. Alright you guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. The one thing I want you to take from this video is to be very much aware of your thought process in each and every single shot, especially on the rounds where you're either by yourself, even if you have time with your buddies. Really be what makes you hit that good shot, what makes you hit that bad shot, what negative thought caused you to hit that bad shot. If you can, and if you're interested, write it down. Review your rounds at the end of the night. See what when you hit it really good, what were you thinking? Were you thinking only the target? Were you not thinking of the result? You know, these kind of things are really important to prepare yourself for the big events. It's what I've been doing specifically for this upcoming Q School to prepare. I am not the best at it, which is why I'm not on the PGA Tour, but the best in the world I think are very consciously aware of their thought process going forward, and most of the time it's just literally what they're doing in that moment to execute and hit that specific shot. They're not thinking necessarily of, oh, there's water short left, if I put it in the water I'm going to lose the Masters. You know, things like that don't cross their mind. They're thinking about what it takes to hit that ball close. So I want you to go on your next round and do the exact same thing. Get yourself a little golf notebook, write it down. You'll start seeing a trend, which would really fascinate you in the end of it. You're going to start seeing a trend on what causes you to make these mistakes and what helps you hit the best shot possible. So be sure to do that. And if you have an AJGA event coming up, grind your few rounds leading up to that doing the same thing. If you have a PGA Tour qualifier, a US Open qualifier, or in my case, Q School, let's do this. Let's grind this out together. Let's become mental giants. And always remember, everybody, keep on grinding.